Justin Trudeau, son of the charismatic and influential Pierre Elliott Trudeau, has been at the helm of Canadian politics since 2015. His tenure, however, has been marked by a series of controversies and criticism. From his handling of the economy, to his approach to climate change, to his stance on Indigenous rights, Trudeau's policies have often sparked intense debate. Take his economic policies, for instance. Critics argue that Trudeau's focus on deficit spending and his penchant for investing in green technologies, while noble in theory, have left the country's economy vulnerable. Contrast this with the fiscal conservatism of former Prime Minister Stephen Harper, who prioritized balanced budgets and economic stability. And it's easy to see why some Canadians might feel uneasy about Trudeau's economic direction. Then there's Trudeau's approach to climate change. While he has been vocal about the need to address this global issue, his actions have not always aligned with his words. The purchase and expansion of the Trans Mountain Pipeline, for example, has drawn criticism from environmentalists and Indigenous groups alike. Compare this to former Prime Minister Jean Chrétien, who signed the Kyoto Protocol in 2002, committing Canada to reducing its greenhouse gas emissions, and the contrast becomes stark. Finally, let's talk about Indigenous rights. Trudeau has repeatedly pledged to improve relations with Canada's Indigenous communities. However, his handling of the Wet'suwet'en pipeline protests in 2020 and the ongoing issue of clean drinking water in Indigenous communities have led some to question his commitment to this cause. In comparison, former Prime Minister Paul Martin was widely recognized for his efforts to improve conditions for Indigenous people, including the introduction of the Kelowna Accord. In summary, Trudeau's popularity, or lack thereof, seems to stem from a perceived disconnect between his rhetoric and his actions. His economic policies, approach to climate change and handling of Indigenous rights have drawn criticism and comparison to his predecessors. While Trudeau may not be the most unpopular Prime Minister in Canadian history, these issues have certainly impacted his public image and approval ratings. That's all we have for today. Make sure to keep an eye out for future content where we continue to explore the fascinating world of politics. Until next time.